Hi everyone, welcome to Best Recipes with Sharon. Today's recipe is for turkey soup. It has a strong, pleasant, and somewhat spicy flavor. It's lively and pleasing and full of zest. And it's an excellent way to use up your leftover turkey. Now I start by preparing a few fresh vegetables. Peeling some carrots and some onions, a little bit of celery, there's even some cabbage and some bell peppers in this. Now I start by preparing the soup base, and that begins with 2 cups of leftover gravy. My gravy was prepared from when I roasted my turkey. And when I roast my turkey, I always make sure there's lots of onions and even carrots around my turkey just for the flavor of the gravy. And there's usually 1 package of onion soup mix mixed in there as well. It just really makes for a great rich gravy. So on to making our soup. Add 5 cups of water to this. Then turn your stove on high to get everything started. And of course there'll be some time to prep your vegetables, so you need to chop all of these, and I will tell you the amounts as we go along. Now I'll start by adding 3 bay leaves to the soup broth. And then take a large spoon and stir that so that the leaves start to diffuse their flavor. And as you can see, it's starting to steam pretty good here, so let it continue to steam and start to come to a boil. Then add 9 peppercorns, and this will help greatly to add some zest to this turkey soup. And let's accentuate the turkey flavor. Add 2 teaspoons of poultry seasoning. Now add 1 cup of chopped carrots. I add this as the first veggie because it takes the longest to cook. Once the broth has come to a boil, you can turn your heat down to a medium heat and then let the carrots cook for about a 5-minute head start before adding any other vegetables. Then add half a cup of chopped bell peppers. And you can use any color of bell pepper that you want. I use 3 different colors here, but if you only have the one, just use the one. Now then I add about 1/4 cup of chopped celery leaves. This will add a little bit of a stronger flavor, but that's also where the celery stores most of its calcium, potassium, and vitamin C. Then I also add about 1/2 cup of chopped celery. And I usually take my spoon and stir it in a little bit after each addition. Next, I add 3/4 cup of chopped onion. And this is just a cooking onion. I use a bit of a stronger onion for this because I like to have the flavor. Now here I'm going to add 2 cloves of garlic which has been chopped. Take a spoon and stir it and let it simmer for a couple more minutes. Now whether you like cabbage or not, adding 1/3 cup of chopped cabbage to this soup will make a big difference in the flavor of the broth. Next, onto some fresh chopped parsley. Now I add about 1 tablespoon of freshly chopped parsley to this soup. My heat is turned down a little bit and it's just on a slow rolling boil. Don't overboil it and cook those veggies too much, so this has only been a matter of a few minutes. And now we'll be adding some egg noodles. Add 1 generous cup of egg noodles. And stir those in, and then just gently simmer until those egg noodles are cooked through. It'll only take maybe 7 or 8 minutes, if that. Now add 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Now we need to take some tongs and go fishing for those bay leaves. And I make sure to remove all 3 of the bay leaves that I put in the soup. So the flavor of the bay leaves will remain in the soup broth, but you won't end up with these big leaves in your soup bowl. Now only add the chopped turkey towards the end so that it doesn't break apart. So it's 2 cups of chopped turkey at this point, and heat it until it's heated through. And that only takes just a few minutes. Just by stirring it, it will heat up quite quickly. And you're pretty much ready. Only one more thing that I've added at the end. This is to add some warmth and a little more zap to your turkey stew. It's about 1 teaspoon of Tabasco sauce. And this is a great complement to those peppercorns that we already have in there. Now, of course, depending on how hot you might like your soup or not, you can add more or less of this. The amounts that I'm adding to the soup will make it nice and warm and pleasant, and it will add just enough zap to make the warmth linger with every spoonful. This really makes for a delicious bowl of soup. You've got to try this. So who would like to try a bowlful? Now this is really good with a little bit of cornbread on the side, homemade biscuits, or even just a slice of bread. And it's nice even frozen with individual portions so that you can take it out for later. And this will make a nice big hearty bowl of soup for about 4 or 5 people. Now thanks so much for watching Best Recipes with Sharon, and until next time, happy eating.